You took a really heavy, deep breath there.
No, I would decline.
We're looking for listings. Do you live in a house?
But you don't make any money.
I know.
It's so hard.
What's going to happen?
Hi, y'all. Welcome to Hustle Humbly. It's Alyssa and Katie, and we are two top producing realtors in the Baton Rouge market.
We work for two different companies where we should be competitors, but we have chosen community over competition.
The goal of our podcast is to encourage you to find your own way in business.
So stop comparing yourself and start embracing your strengths. Hey y'all, Katie here. The doors to Agent Systems 101 are opening March 8th for a limited time. As we head into the even busier summer season, now is the perfect time to get systems in place or fine-tune the ones you already have. In Agent Systems, we will work together. That's right, I'm going to be there, supporting you toward your goal of saving time and producing repeatable results. And here's what a past student, Danielle, had to say. I highly recommend your course. It has saved my butt, saved me time, made me more professional, and is worth every penny. Although, I don't know if I would call it 101. It is easy enough for any new agent to get through it and implement, but it is also full of next-level systems that I'm sure many seasoned agents don't even have. You guys, if you're feeling overwhelmed, overworked, or just simply confused about what to do next, this is the course for you. I won't be offering Agent Systems again until August, so don't miss your chance to join me. I'll be there with you on this 6-week transformative journey, and you can find all the details at agentsystems101.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. Are you ready? Plus, I better check and make sure it's still recording. That was 13 minutes of garbage. Sorry, Jay.
Sorry, Jay.
I feel like I want to talk directly to YouTube.
Okay.
Hi, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
All 1,000 subscribers of you.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of people watching these, well, I piss poor videos.
I'm sorry.
They're not that good. You're looking at the side of our face. The lighting is weird. It's like if you sit up, it changes. And you sit back. It's a GoPro, people. It's like,
it's there.
it's what we've got.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for being here. Cheers.
Cheers to you, YouTube.
And look, they put us up on the big screen sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Have you not seen this?
I can't.
Oh, they've tagged us on Instagram at like an office meeting, and it's the friggin' YouTube on like a big screen. And I'm like, oh my God.
No. We need to up our YouTube game.
No, that's why they say you're approachable.
Oh, okay.
They're like, look at this.
Yeah.
We're both in buns today. We're just like, whatever.
I couldn't make it work.
I didn't wash my hair today.
Me neither. I even set my alarm too. But
Welcome, YouTube. We did not wash our hair. Okay, so hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Katie.
Guess what?
What?
It's episode 135.
Okay.
What to do when you don't know what to do.
Sometimes you just don't know what to do.
No, and you feel lost.
Yeah.
We're going to help you be found
Okay.
today. This is an episode with a nod to hearkening back and probably some repetition of episode number 17,
Okay.
which is what to do when you're new or slow.
Sometimes I feel like I don't know what to do because I'm overwhelmed, because I'm not slow. Like I have so much going on.
And then you have to make choices.
Right.
And it's this, you know what? It's actually the same feeling, whether you're overwhelmed, too much work, and underwhelmed, nothing going on. There's so many things you could be doing. It's hard to pinpoint what to do.
Yes.
Right?
In that situation, that's when I rely heavily on my email to tell me what to do.
What's on the list?
What's on the to-do list.
Yeah.
I just am like, I'm so overwhelmed. I just need to sit down at my computer
It's a great point.
and start somewhere. There's always something to
Yeah.
delete and start on and do the task that the email says.
Knock
that
something
you can
off
get,
the list.
Yes, just
Just
start.
get something off the list.
Get moving. So
Just get moving.
that's how I come out of my paralysis.
Yeah.
When I
get in the email.
I just get in there. And
Like,
then
just do
as
this.
I'm doing that, I start thinking
It becomes more clear.
It becomes more clear
Yeah.
what I need to do. My direction all of a sudden makes sense. I feel like I'm achieving things, but then I also think of things. But
It's
I like
the levels of urgency show up.
Yes.
Once you're in the email.
Yes, it
Okay.
does. And then I like the flip report. Doopity deep beep.
Beepity beep.
I thought we just said we weren't doing
I'm
one.
going to tell you what it's
okay,
happening.
I'm ready. I'm
Oh
ready.
my God. Y'all don't worry. I know there was no flip report last week, and we're all really sad to see the flip report go, but I have good news. Next week, the episode is nothing but the flip report.
We're going to just do a whole recap.
We're going to do it beginning to end, including the ending pieces, which none of you have heard yet.
How are things going in the contract?
What is happening?
Did it appraise?
What about the inspection?
Is there repairs?
I don't know. There's so much left to learn. So we're going to cover all of that and numbers. And so if you have specific questions about this flip or flipping, please submit them ASAP because we do have to record this. But I think we will record it after this airs.
Great.
So either way, or maybe we'll make a post.
Okay.
But flip report coming next week. So that is all.
Be on the lookout.
Beep,
beep, beep.
beep. Okay, going back to what to do.
Okay.
All right, so you just go to the email.
Yes, and then
sort out
I
your
like
sense
to,
of
when I
urgency.
get to a place where the email is somewhat settled, that doesn't mean empty. That just means settled.
Not
I might just
screaming
have
at
to
you.
walk away and fold clothes in the laundry room or go for a walk because then I start thinking, oh, this. Like I remember the things that weren't in the email.
Makes sense.
So clearing my head is important when I'm just overwhelmed and don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But then there's the what to do when you don't know what to do
Like
because
you
you're
have nothing.
slow.
Right. Okay, well, I want to start with something I read in an Inman article comment. Not even in the article. I don't remember what article it was. But the commenter said they had learned that business structure is described as attract in 3 phases: attract, convert, deliver. Okay.
What's the first word?
Attract.
Attract.
So if in a business you are attracting, then you convert, then you deliver.
Okay.
But I think that you actually build that. So if you're new and you don't know what to do and you're like, where do I even start? You have to build that backwards. Deliver is systems.
Right.
Okay. So how do you deliver to your clients? How do you actually do the job?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's your systems. If you don't have systems, that should be the first thing on your list. Okay. Then how do you convert the people to get them to be a place where you deliver? Those are the people in your database.
Okay.
You got to get the people in there and convert them. Attract to me would be whatever marketing or social media or whatever you're doing to get the people into your sphere onto your database, right?
Okay.
So that's your attract. Then you got your data, your converts on your database, and then you got deliver. Those are your systems.
Yes.
What do new agents want to do first? Attract.
Yes.
They're like, where are all the leads?
Oh, yes. Look at me. I'm ready to work.
I need the clients.
I need clients'
I
money.
need all the clients. But what's happening is you're starting where you think you should start, but then you don't have everything. The foundation's not in place.
Correct.
So if you've got time,
Yeah.
look, and this is true. I didn't put my systems and processes like on a piece of paper and like lined out for many years. It's not like I started on, year 1 and was like, look at all my systems. They're all in place.
No.
Like we're just trying to help you not live that life.
Well, then it's hard because you don't know if the systems are working until you are delivering.
Right.
And then if it works for you or where you need to tweak what you're doing until you get through a full transaction and say, how did my system and processes handle that transaction? Did I answer the questions of the client ahead of time?
Right.
Was it smooth?
And you know how you'll know if the systems and you delivered is if you have repeat referral business.
Correct.
But you cannot build a business that we're teaching you in this podcast if you don't have the ability to deliver.
Correct. Yes.
So to me, education and systems have to come first, then clients have to come second.
But you don't make any money learning.
I know.
It's so hard.
What's going to happen? That's why you have to have the money saved up.
Yes. And so I think so many people jump into it without a plan.
Yeah.
And so they're so eager to jump into the money side of it.
Right.
And then they close their first deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they are back to where they were as if they
Yeah.
had never had a deal before.
Right.
That's
Right.
the hard part.
They're reinventing the wheel every time.
single time they're
At
reinventing
least
the
take
wheel.
notes the first time you do it on what
Yeah.
you did.
Right.
How will you know? Okay. Do you have some things on? I have a whole list. I got
Start
a whole
some.
list.
Tell me some.
Things that you would do when you didn't know what to do. Number 1.
Are these things you did? Or just good things to do?
I think both.
Okay.
A little of both. Ask your broker what classes to do. Hey, hey, I have a great idea. Instead of you just being swayed by social media ads or whatever shiny thing you have seen, why don't you go talk to your broker, the human who thought you'd be good at real estate, and say, what are good classes to take?
Yeah.
And then go take the classes.
And there's a lot of good free ones out there.
So many good free ones.
Because that's something you don't need to be spending money.
No.
If you're slow.
No, you can't.
Don't spend the money.
Where did you get it?
Right.
I know. We have sweet listeners that message sometimes and say, we really want the templates, but I'm new and I don't have a lot of money in my budget. I'm like, that's okay. You don't need templates to be successful.
No.
They are a great addition to your business, but you can also create them yourself if you're just paying attention to the process. So if you don't have money to spend, you can't spend it.
Don't spend the money you don't have.
You can't do that.
Well, I have found that the people that had to exit the business, the majority of the ones were because they financially could not support themselves.
Yeah.
And they're so quick to throw marketing dollars or education, but there's so much free stuff.
Because that's like marketing, like that is under duress.
Can we talk about free stuff
Please.
on your list? Do you have any on your list?
Yeah, free
that's
stuff.
Free?
Here's the next one.
Free stuff.
Find a mentor / busy producing agent. Okay. Not just mentor. Please don't just find someone who's been in the business 1 year longer than you.
Right.
And wants to, that's fine if they want to train you on their systems, but you need a mentor, a busy producing agent, and you need to work for free.
Work for free.
It's not going to cost you anything to do this other than time, but you're going to learn a lot. And then you might actually get some type of, lead, referral, something from that. Maybe you say, hey, look, I'm open to doing this I want to learn for the next 6 months. And then you say,
The hardest part is if you are truly at a point where you need money and you are complaining and worried because you don't have business, it's like the number one, because I think of myself when I was new, there was not a Sunday I was not sitting in a house somewhere meeting the public when I was really needing to get my business rolling. And it's so hard to say. That's like the first question. Are you doing any open houses?
what?
Well, no. Are you doing phone duty? No, I'm not doing. Well, like, what do you think is going to happen?
Right.
Like, you have to be doing something
kind of work
to just. Are you posting on Facebook houses, other people's listings, something to just let them know that you're here and you're available?
Right. And you're working.
But why is it so hard to get started, do you think?
I think some of it is just sheer confusion paired with embarrassment.
Yeah.
Like imposter syndrome. Like, I don't actually know what I'm doing. Like, it's not exactly easy to go find a producing agent in your office and be like, hey, I'm new. I would like to follow you around. Can I do some showings for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a lot of people are not comfortable seeking out that. And it might partially be generational.
You know what I think too? I don't think I would feel comfortable as a top producing agent if someone came and asked to follow me around.
You don't?
I would decline. I would. I do not have time.
You're like, I can't.
I can't have a shadow because I don't even know where I'm going to be a lot of times.
Well, that makes sense.
So, but if they came to me and said, hey, Alyssa, if you ever need help with showings,
right,
I would love to help you with
showings. You
would
lean on that.
I would be like, oh, I'm putting your number in my phone right now.
Right.
Because every now and then I might need you to go show a house for me.
Yeah.
Or, when I haven't done open houses in forever because the listings are selling so quickly.
They sell fast. And then there was COVID. Like the first time we recorded this topic, it was pre-COVID.
But I have to say that there's a few agents that are still really hustling the open houses.
Are they?
And even if it's pending, but the traffic at the open houses lately has been astronomical.
I bet.
So it doesn't matter
if it's pending.
If the house is pending.
How do you handle that so that it's transparent for the consumer and they don't feel like they've been entrapped?
So usually the open house is scheduled when it's active.
Okay.
I don't schedule an open house
if it's already
pending.
Okay.
But there have been times where I have scheduled an open house on a house that's active. And then it goes pending, but we've already put the ads out there. It's on all the websites of the time. So we just keep it open and let them know, hey, it did just recently go under contract. Is this what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Do you want me to put you on a list in case something else comes up in this area? So you can still really be, and then I think it gets you face to face with people that you don't know. And if you can speak with confidence and say, look, this market is crazy.
Right.
And right now you really need an agent that is working full time.
Yeah.
That will keep you up to date. You need to sell why they need you while you have them there in that moment.
You should be like, we're looking for listings. Do you live in a house?
Do you live in a house? Can we sell your house?
Can we sell your house? Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, even in this market, I mean, I think open houses would be great if you were looking for new business.
Yep. Agree.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on my list. I also have preview listings on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you, as an agent with no business and no listings and no buyers even, you can go to the listing that popped up today, schedule a 15-minute showing that says pre-list on the, showing time so you don't, get people's hopes up or preview, and then go.
Right.
Maybe you even message the listing agent and say, hey, this house is staged great. Do you mind if I take a couple of photos for social media?
Mm-hmm.
Would love to share your listing. I'll tag you.
I think that's a great idea.
Why would you not do that? Go look. And the more houses you see, the more comfortable you get at showing houses.
Correct.
So I think that's free.
Also free.
Also free. So preview listings, hold opens, I had on my list free. Next free thing on my list, I have get and update your database.
Get and
Get it.
update.
If you don't have a database,
okay. Start your
get
database
one.
if you don't have one, and update it if you do.
Yeah. And then reach out to it.
People think that you're done once you, like, the database is something that is never finished.
No.
It is always ongoing.
Yes.
There's always someone you can go comment on their page or write them a letter or send them dinner or something. There's always something to do there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're never finished with the database. So if you think you have nothing to do, you can always be going through the database.
Yeah. I think being intentional with your time is a mindset issue. And, people are like, oh, I'm friends with them on social media. I saw their post. Well, did you like it? Did you comment?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sending DMs to people who are on your database?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I saw what, it's not hard. That's free. Okay. Here's a free one that I love. Especially if you're a little slow and you've been in the business for a minute. Send, or even just look at your database and figure out who owns a house. Now, figure out who's lived in their house more than 3 years.
Okay.
Now, send those people a market report about their house.
That's a good idea. Just saying, hey, I had some downtime and wanted to let you know that your neighborhood has done very well.
How about this?
Here's what your house is worth right now.
Hey, I'm brand new and I'm working through a class on learning how to do market reports. So I wanted to send you a free one. I am just loving my new career. Here's your current home value. Happy to answer any questions. I am just taking trainings left and right.
That's amazing. I would use you.
Be like, what? Because I wrote this in my notes. I would rather use, because these new agents, I know y'all feel like nobody's going to want to use me. I'm new. I don't know anything. I would rather work as a human, Katie, not as a realtor. Katie as a human would rather work with a new, excited person in their field, insurance, dentistry, whatever. I don't care. A new, excited, well-trained person than I want to work with a bored veteran.
Yeah.
I don't want to go, who's busy and overwhelmed. If I'm choosing the professional I want to work with, am I choosing the bored veteran who's close to retirement and is overwhelmed and busy? Or am I choosing the new, freshly trained with the latest, innovations? I'm excited.
Yeah, just your energy of liking my house and being excited.
I want to be in that energy.
Yes.
If you walk into my listing appointment, you're like, oh my God, your house is so great. And we're going to stage it this way. And we're going to do this. And I can't wait to get the listing photos. Wow. Yes. I'm
excited too.
I'm
excited to work with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, so
new people really do have a leg up on a lot of veteran agents just from their enthusiasm, their willingness to work.
Yep.
And just showing the client that they're excited about their house.
Yeah.
After losing so many listings in the beginning because of my age, I am finally just trying to stop pretending like I was older. And yes, I just was like, listen, I am new.
And young.
And I have been in my office every day, training, learning. I have the most amazing mentors. If you let me list your house, I will just it will be my baby.
Oh, yes.
I will dedicate my time here
I have
and we will
nothing
get
else
this
to do.
done.
I have no one else on my docket. You will be I have told, in fact, I think I told my biggest listing ever that. And I was far into my career. It wasn't like I had no other listings. But I said, I don't have any other luxury listings. You will be my first listing over $2 million. You will get all of my time and attention. And this is a big deal for me.
Right. And they're
Why
like,
can't we be transparent?
This is a big deal for me.
I said, this is a big deal for me.
I like that.
So I am going to handle it like it's a big deal for me.
Oh, that's so good.
It was the truth. Y'all, why are we hiding from the truth? Just tell the people. And if the people don't like your truth, let them move on. So, I mean, and I can't tell you how many times, regardless of price point, I have said, listen, I typically keep 5 or less listings. Or, when I was at the peak of my career, look, I don't like to keep more than 10 listings at a time because I have a certain level of service I would like to provide. So there's a reason why I'm not touting to you that I have 50 listings.
Correct.
I don't want 50 listings. I'm trying to keep a certain level with what I have.
Mm-hmm.
And that will help you too. If people are ever doubting your numbers or like, well, how many listings do you have? Or how many did you sell? Well, I intentionally didn't have 30 listings.
Per my business plan, this is how many I want.
I love that. Per my business plan. I keep
This
5
is
or
my
less
choice.
listings.
Yes.
Would you like to be one? Because they're going to fill up fast. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, Katie.
What do we mention almost every episode?
Email templates.
You're right. We sure do. And after every time we mention an email template, do you know what we get?
Emails asking if they can have copies of the email template.
Can you send me a copy of that template? I have never had one like that. That sounds great. And you know what the good news is?
What?
You can get all of our email templates from our course, Email Templates 101. Tell the people about it.
Our course has all of the email templates you would need to send to your buyers and your sellers and your clients that are buying and selling at the same time.
Exactly.
To get through every step of the transaction and giving them information that they need for where they are in the transaction.
It's great because you never forget to tell them something.
Yes, and we've already done all the work for you.
Yeah.
We wrote them and
Yeah.
you can personalize them.
Yes.
And just feel organized knowing that you have all the information where it needs to be.
And if you purchase Email Templates 101, you do get lifetime access. So occasionally we like to go in and make updates based on the market, or if we find a new best practice, and we put that right into the template and you get that updated straight away.
It just goes straight to your course.
Yep. Right. It's just there.
amazing.
It's
It's just
already in
there.
there.
It's just
already
there.
in there. You don't even have to worry about it. We'll
That's
send you
wonderful.
an email and we'll say updated.
That's great. Where can they find these email templates?
You can find the email templates at emailtemplates101.com.
Emailtemplates101.com.
Yes, head over for reviews and all of the specifics.
Wonderful.
Okay, enjoy.
Yeah.
So anyway. Okay, so here's another freebie on the social media front. Don't be a secret agent. Post about it.
I know.
You took a really heavy, deep breath there.
There's a new agent that I really love and have been trying to encourage to do posts. And I check the Facebook and there is no postings and I don't understand. But she was like, you know what? I'm going to post your listing.
Great, go for
And
it.
I said, that is fine, but you live here.
Why don't you find some listings
I
near
think
you?
you really need to, and we'll do a whole episode on
We're going to do geofarming.
geofarming.
soon. Yeah.
Yes. But like wherever you want to work, that is what you need to be consistently posting.
Yeah.
I got to where I was only doing open houses in a very certain zip code or two.
Yep.
And I was seeing the same people pretty often.
Yeah, like, oh,
and I
you
got
again.
a good start from there.
Yeah, you again.
But being intentional about what you post, you can post whatever you want. Like, what do you want to be? Where do you want to work?
Yeah.
And post that. And it
Mhm.
just, with time, you just become known for that.
But I think this also would apply whether you're new or veteran and you're slow and you're trying to maybe do your social media, plan. Post what you want regardless of if you were working 80% buyers and 20% sellers, but you want to level that out, well, maybe you don't make so many posts about the showings you're on. Maybe
Yes.
you make 1 million posts about the listing stuff.
Yes.
Like, you've got to put out there what you want more of.
Correct.
If you keep talking about first-time buyers, that's fine. But that's what you're going to get.
You know what is a perfect example of this? by accident, you have become labeled as the vintage bathroom person.
Totally by accident.
By accident, I have become labeled as like the tree lover.
But you do love trees.
I do love trees, and you do love
vintage.
and so you just posted what you liked, and so did I.
And then people start tagging you in that.
Yes, and now people are tagging me in trees and you in bathrooms.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, sure.
And it's just funny because same thing could happen for your real estate business.
Wait, y'all. Do you realize that's why I went to work at the brokerage I'm at now? Because in my social media, I was posting all of my staging tips, and I was heavily staging focused. And this company that I'm at now is a design staging real estate firm. And my broker, who I only knew in passing in maybe one previous transaction, messaged me and said, hey, I'm not really recruiting right now, but you seem like you're on the same page as this business plan I'm working over here. With
because you like staging.
Thank you. Whatever you put out there is what comes back to you.
Oh my gosh.
She reached out to me because of my staging post.
That's amazing.
Well, it also, don't you want to do more of what you love?
Yes.
So then just tell people what you're doing that you love. If you had a crappy part of your day, don't share that.
No.
Why don't, or you have a challenge. I mean, it's fine to share stories and things that make you more approachable and, relatable and real, but also put out there the stuff you want more of.
What do you want to be known as?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can be known as anything.
Mm-hmm.
Literally anything. You could be the biggest foodie realtor there was, and you could go to every single restaurant specifically in the neighborhood you want to work and share interviews and posts and reviews and pictures of your food. And
you become that expert in that area.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So real estate is fun because you can really take it any angle you want to.
Yeah.
You could become the queen of public parks. Didn't you?
Oh, one of my agents in my office
was doing that.
Yes, her kids were little.
Yeah.
She was feeling like she had been dropping the ball on social media and marketing. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to just start highlighting local parks.
Taking my kids there anyway.
Taking my kids there to play and doing a quick video showing why I like it, what age it's appropriate for, and the cool features about it.
Love it.
The end.
That's pure genius.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's also free.
Correct.
Free.
With your kids, yes.
Free. Okay. So the next one I had was when you have downtime or in the beginning or whatever, study the MLS. Like it's going to be a test you're taking, especially the neighborhood you're interested in, but also just the neighborhoods and areas that your database is in. Who are the people you're going to run into in life, and what are they going to ask you?
Mm-hmm.
If your kids go to a school inside, like mine do, inside of a neighborhood, and the parents at school are always like, hey, did you see that house on the boulevard that's it's best for me to know what is going on in that neighborhood.
Maybe I should know that house on the boulevard.
Right. I should keep up with this stuff. So studying the MLS is what I did when I was new. I just sat at my desk and I just scrolled and clicked and looked at pictures and read how long did they stay on the market? Just learn. You cannot learn too much. And if you stop learning, you'll also fall behind.
When I used to set up myself on the buyer reports.
Yeah.
So I would get a message immediately if there was a new listing in my neighborhood. Or at the end of each month, I would get the summary that showed what's pending, what sold, what did it sell for, how long was it on the market. So it kind of just came to me.
Yeah.
For whatever subdivision you wanted.
I do it for the last subdivision I lived in that I marketed to, and we'll discuss this in geofarming. And I do it for my current subdivision because if you can't talk to where you live,
right,
you should probably consider a different career. Like you need to know about the houses near you.
Yes.
Okay. Here's some other freebies. Read books. Listen to podcasts. Like find some other educational devices.
Personal development.
Yep. Gain knowledge. And here's the kicker. And then share it. What did you learn?
Yeah.
Well, share it with anyone who will listen. You can share it on social media. You can share it in person, but gain knowledge and then share it. And the article I was reading on Inman said, this is how you build reputation and influence by gaining knowledge and then sharing it. You can't leave out the share it piece. You have to share the knowledge you're gaining.
I like that.
Okay. I have a couple more freebies. Firm up your systems. So you can, for free, decide what are you going to do at that buyer's appointment? What are you going to do at that listing appointment? Collect up the needed data and information and make a whatever you're going to do, folder or binder or whatever, digital presentation. I don't know. But know exactly how you're going to do those things. A buyer and a seller consult. How are you going to do them?
What's it look like?
What does it literally look like? What are the steps?
I talked to an agent yesterday in another marketplace that said she has a buyer intake form that she asked them to fill out. And then when they are done, they send it to her and she schedules a 30-minute Zoom interview.
I love it.
And so they just hop on the computer, see each other face to face, talk about the buyer intake form. She asks her questions.
Love it.
Sets up their search, talk about the pre-approval, and then they're off. I thought, I really like that.
I like that too.
She said that the Zoom interviews have helped her clients too. And it's saving her so much time from having to get ready, leave the house, get there.
Yeah, let's just Zoom.
Yes.
We're all very lucky. And if you got into this business since COVID, you probably don't even realize this. But the fact that society as a whole is more comfortable with video calling, Zooming, that type of has made this where you could implement these types of systems, like a Zoom call. You could not have done that before.
No, that would have been weird.
People would have been like, I don't want to be on video with you.
Right. That's weird.
I don't
video.
Do that.
Yeah.
Ew. Now they're like, okay, another Zoom call. Let's just do this.
I actually did one with a buyer and they had requested it. Like they said, hey, do you mind if we just do a Zoom call?
Sure.
We have some questions, but would like to be face to face. I had talked to them on the phone before, but I thought, sure, I hadn't met them yet. And it went really well. And I thought that was easy.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of nervous about it leading up to it, but then I was like, that was
right.
I worked on my laptop until it was time for the Zoom call.
Hit the button,
started, and then went back to work. I didn't have to drive anywhere.
No, cut out all that commute.
It was just very efficient.
I love it.
And it worked out well.
Okay, great. I think that's great. Okay, how about some things that cost a little tiny bit of money?
Okay.
Since we're not trying to... in fact, out of my entire list, these are the only two things that cost any money.
Okay.
Number one, this is $50, y'all. If you can find $50, buy a roll of stamps. Now write until the stamps are gone.
Oh.
Write a thank you letter, write a CMA, write a mid-year check-in, write a whatever. Write.
Handwrite it.
Handwrite it. You will have to pay for some like note cards as well.
Yes.
So let's call it
$60.
Whatever. Right. But write something.
Yes. Anything.
Give the people information. So that's that. And then I have go to coffee. Honestly, that one's about $10. You go to coffee, buy someone coffee. Your friend, your mom, somebody from church, whatever. But figure out who your A pluses are. Like who's in the database that's really going to be like, I want to send business to you. Right. Maybe they're not there yet, but maybe they're A's. They would probably use you. Start with those people. Don't just go to coffee. Don't go to coffee with another agent. It's not doing you any favors. Or actually go to coffee with a top producer.
Yeah, you could do that.
If you're trying to build that mentor relationship. So if you want to do this for free, the free version of this is just have conversations. Like, are you at your kid's practice? Are you sitting in the corner looking not approachable? Or did you go up to the other parents and be like, hey,
how's it going? Good to see you.
Right? How's whatever.
Yes. Anything.
Do you guys
talk
live
to people
here? Was it a lot of traffic getting here? Whatever. Just talk to people. If you don't talk to people, you're never going to get people to add on to your database.
No.
You've got to talk to them. So have the conversations wherever you are. And also go to places where you might have conversations.
I think that was something I wish I would have done sooner in the beginning when I didn't have a database, was tracking the people that I was meeting.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't putting their information or their names anywhere.
Right.
And then when I was like, oh my gosh, I need a database, it took forever.
And you probably forgot plenty of them.
Yes. I mean, it was hard, but that is something I wish I had implemented early on, was the database.
Yeah.
It's like, make it your goal to collect people.
Right. But not just to have an email and never use it.
No.
Make it your goal to, when you meet someone, that's my other thing. If you've met someone in person, go ahead and ask them to be your Facebook friend. Like, that's usually my rule. I have to have met you in person.
Correct.
I'm not going to ask every parent in my kid's class to be my Facebook friend if we've never had a single conversation. Like, hey, how's it going? Like, we have to at least have met.
Yeah.
But don't leave out those parts. That's how you grow your sphere large enough to actually impact your business.
It all goes back to just being really intentional with what you're doing. I think the reason that so many agents burn out is that they are working very hard,
right?
And they're doing things, but they're not doing anything really consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not seeing the results anywhere.
Right.
They might post on their Facebook once a week a house in Ascension Parish, and then the next week a house in St. Francisville, and then it's there's no clear thing of where you work or what you do, and maybe they wrote 5 letters and that was enough. Yeah. And anyway, it's never enough to but that's all a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's not focused enough to actually get you any results.
What do you think is the work that they're doing that isn't like what do you think they're doing that's not utilizing their time intentionally?
One of the biggest things is that people always said, why are you at the office on phone duty? But I used it as I wasn't really there for phone duty. If the phone rang, great.
Right.
And I did get, leads from it. But I was there to focus my effort on writing letters,
right?
Doing the emails, because I was there, I was just in that environment.
Time.
Yes. Yeah. And it made me be productive and it made me be consistent because I had like 2 or 3 phone duty shifts a week.
Yeah. You know, it's ironic. That's exactly the same for me. We didn't have, because the small office I was in where I really got moving, so that was like in November. I got my license in August. The first office didn't work out. In November, I went to this small office. 5 agents, broker. I either got in her car and did everything with her, but I didn't know the day before. I showed up at the office at the latest 9 a.m. every day. There were only 5 agents total, so very rarely were they all there. And it wasn't like we had to fight over phone duty. I would just be there. No one was there. Mm-hmm. They were out working. So I would answer the phones.
Yeah.
Or I would find out where my broker was going that day and she'd be like, do you want to come do this? And I would be like, yes, I do.
Yes.
But I was there in that mindset like it was a job, like it was a literal job.
I do enjoy working from home and having an office, but there are times when I get out of the house and I'm like, when COVID was letting up and coffee shops opened back up and I went and worked at a coffee shop and saw 3 people I knew at that coffee shop, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about
people
this.
People are out here.
I forgot. And then people just see your face.
Like you need to see the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
need to see the people.
It's not rocket science, but it just takes a little bit of effort. I was talking to an agent this week who told me that she doesn't really have an office day because she starts her morning each day at her office.
Well, that works.
I said, yeah, that's perfect. You don't have to block out a whole day.
No.
If she likes to get there around 8:30,
mm-hmm.
knock out whatever she needs to knock out and then start her appointments. But if there aren't appointments that require her to leave, she's like, when the phone rings, I'm able to answer it right away.
I'm right here.
In
work mode.
Yes, I'm in work mode. I'm just addressing things as they come in and I'm so caught up. But I'm like, that sounds amazing. Just starting each day.
Right. Well, I think also the part where it's like, go find a mentor and shadow them or get their overflow work or work for free and learn that way. If you go to your office every day and are there, you'll quickly, first of all, meet all the agents.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to show up. They're going to be in and out with files and this and that, and they got stuff to do. You'll meet them. And then you'll also get a vibe for who looks like they're overwhelmed, who's complaining to the broker. Like sit as close to the broker's office as you can.
Right.
You're going to know very quickly who might be open to, or you walk into your broker's office and say, who's really busy right now? Who do you think I could help? Where could I be of service to someone else that will also help me learn? Mm-hmm. It's easier to have those conversations if you're in the physical office.
Our broker has always been pretty rewarding to those that are in the office. If you are there and you're showing up for the classes and you're at the sales meeting, when you come ask for help, and I feel the same way, 100%, I will help you.
Yeah.
If you didn't come to the Authenticign class and you want me to teach you Authenticign, that's just rude.
That is just rude.
It's just rude. Like, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not the trainer.
Right.
But we had free classes on this
were you
that
like,
you
I
didn't
went to
come
the class.
Yes, you do it.
That's how I know how to do it.
Right. Another thing, too, that I think is a good idea is if you have an agent in your office that works a new construction neighborhood,
Uh-huh.
they're usually open all the time and people have to take shifts.
Mm-hmm.
But saying, hey, could I work a few shifts? It's free. And then you have a gorgeous new construction office to sit in on your laptop. And if nobody comes, you were just super productive.
Right.
And if somebody comes, you got a lead.
Right.
And then all of this is just really good social media content.
Exactly.
For free.
For free. Free. I do think you're right, though. Participation is always rewarded. So the more you're present and participating, the more your office and your broker are going to see that and reward you. And you'll just be in that work mode. You have to be in work mode if you want work.
When I was newish, I was still in my first year.
Okay.
I was in the office all the time. Every Monday morning meeting, every Wednesday sales meeting, I was picking up all the phone duty shifts. I went to several of our agents and asking for open houses in the area that I wanted to be in. And then we had an agent that was getting out of the business.
Okay.
And she was like moving for her husband's job.
Okay.
She had a few listings. My broker reached out to me and they weren't like the best listings. Okay.
Right.
They were, she reached out to me and was like, do you want these 4 listings? I was like, what? It blew my mind.
You were
4
like, yes, I
listings.
do.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, please.
Sign me up.
One of the 4 was a bigger listing. It was like $550.
What?
The other 3 were like 120, 115, and they were like kind of scary listings, but I got them all sold. And the big one I double-sided from an open house.
Stop now.
I held the house open. And I will also say, I'm not saying you should do this. This was before I had any boundaries and was scared to ask people to do anything. I cleaned the house the day before.
You cleaned it.
It was vacant.
But
And
I would like to interject. When you're new, slow, don't know what to do, it's okay to clean the house then. We're gonna
I should have put my foot down and told the seller to do
No,
it.
you
I just
did it.
didn't have the
You did
confidence. So I cleaned the house the day before with my parents, by the way. They came and helped me. Good old mom and dad.
Was it lived in?
It was vacant.
Okay. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
I know. Anyway, so I held it open the next day and I was actually leaving. I was in the car. I was about 5 minutes away. The open house had ended and I get this call. I missed the open house. Are you still inside? I'm like, no, but I'm 5 minutes away. I can come show it to you. And she bought it. So that $550 turned into like a $1.1 million transaction.
Yep.
From being in the office and doing an open house.
Wow.
It blew. I mean,
That
I'm
is
still
wild.
Still thinking about it, I'm like, that's so cool.
That is so cool.
It doesn't get tainted over time. It just is still that
doesn't. That's
exciting to me.
amazing.
Yeah,
Oh my
that was
God.
probably 9 or 10 years ago.
Good.
Mhm.
Wow.
But if you're sitting at home wondering why nothing is happening, where do I get the business from?
Right.
Or if you finally get a client or two, so you quit doing everything else because you finally,
Consistency.
then if you quit doing what you're doing and
There won't be any clients after that one.
No, I heard this perfect analogy.
Ooh, let's hear it.
It was a train engineer. What are they called? The
engineer?
Yeah, I thought the train
Conductor?
yeah.
Okay.
A train conductor.
Let's go.
He was saying that it is the best way to maintain the trains is to keep the speed at the perfect momentum so that they can coast.
Right.
It's the stop and go that really wears on the train, and they have to replace parts and they have to do all this maintenance, and it costs a lot more money to operate that way.
If you're okay.
But when you are on momentum and you are just staying where you doing what you know you need to be doing instead of like slamming on the brakes. Wait, I have a client. I'm going to stop writing letters and stop doing phone duty and stop doing open houses because I have a client. So now I have a paycheck in the pipeline. So I'm stopping everything. And then I'm just going to dedicate all my energy to this transaction. But then the transaction closes and I'm like, speed up, do all the things. Hit the gas. How fast can we go? But it leads to breaking you. It breaks the train, it breaks you, and it leads to more maintenance and burnout and problems and exhaustion and issue, all the things. It's the perfect analogy for that.
That's a great analogy.
So even when you get excited that you get a piece of business, you have got to keep doing the things that got you there. What got you there? Keep doing those things so that you can have steady momentum, steady paychecks, and just coast.
Just coast.
Yeah.
I love that. I brought some quotes. Do you
I'm
want
ready.
them? Okay.
I love quotes.
I know. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Jim Rohn. Yeah, just that's your
consistency right there.
Okay, here's a good one. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune.
Oh.
Like seeking out education. So whatever you're forced to learn, like your continuing ed or your licensing, you had to do that.
You had to do that.
That's fine.
For your living.
You could make a living. You could, hopefully. But self-education will make you a fortune.
Yeah.
These are actually all Jim Rohn.
Okay. Is this from the book you're reading?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It was from an article in Inman where my favorite writer, Jimmy Burgess, the broker agent in Florida, was just doing Jim Rohn quotes.
Okay, great.
Okay, fine. Here's the last one. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight.
That is true. Like you could decide today that, you know what, tomorrow I'm just going to start posting about
whatever
this, and I'm going to give it a 3-month trial of consistently posting about one thing, and your whole direction of your business and what you're known for in your business could change.
Yeah. That's a great tip for any amount of time you've been in the business. Do you want to shift, move? What's weighing on you? What's hard? What's not working?
I have stopped saying, are you looking to buy a house? Because I just can't take on another buyer.
You're just like, are you looking to sell a house?
Yes. I cannot invite more buyers at this time.
No, the docket's all full.
I just need a little break.
The docket is full.
Even though it's like exfilling, like I'm getting some under contract, I'm like, I'm just not ready.
No, and that's okay.
I would like to take a little break of incoming buyers for a moment.
Just take a beat.
Okay. It's just so hard out there.
It's so hard out there. Oh my God. I saw Rebecca post a story or a Facebook post yesterday. She had 41 offers on her listing yesterday or this weekend.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh no, please tell me that's not going to start happening in our market.
Yeah.
10, 12 is enough. 4 or 5 is enough.
We'll have to go see where that was.
41 in Ascension somewhere. I think it was like a under 200 maybe.
Yeah, you can't find that right now.
Or maybe never in the future.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have. Are you good?
I'm good.
I feel like, I don't know if that was a full-on repeat of what to do when you're new.
No, I think it was good.
I think that it's fine.
But if you feel like you need more,
you should listen to that
go back
episode.
and listen to that episode because it's one of the best.
It's very logistical. Like, do these things.
Practical tips.
It's very, very good. Okay, are you ready for your toast?
Yes.
This is from Emily Loggins. She is a realtor in Trussville, Alabama. I don't know Trussville. And she wants to toast to her mom. Wait for her mom's name. Donna Dollar.
What?
Yes!
Oh,
Donna
I love
Dollar.
that.
She says, this is Emily, when I was growing up, my mom took me to showings, closings. So her mom was a realtor, right? Open houses. She was a top producer in her area, and she actually started her own real estate company after a few years in real estate. She did all of this while being kind, forming actual relationships with her clients, and showing me what it looked like to be a strong, independent, loving woman and mother. Okay, in 2008, things changed and she pursued other careers. This past year in 2021, with both of us in a great place, we decided to work together on a team in real estate, and it has been the best decision ever. She continues to educate and motivate me every single day, and a few days ago, we actually had our first closing together. Is this the cutest?
That's awesome.
With me on the buyer side and her on the seller side, and I'll remember that moment for the rest of my life.
Oh, they don't. So they were
each,
yeah,
right.
That's so cool.
She is my best friend, my rock when life gets stressful, and my biggest cheerleader in business and in life.
That's amazing.
Are you like over the top about this? I'm like, Emily Loggins make me cry today.
That's so cool.
I know. So, it's Dollar and Dollar Realty Group.
How cute is that?
At their Keller Williams in Trustville. So, thanks, Emily.
Yeah, that was a great
so
toast.
sweet. Cheers to Donna, who sounds like a gem of a human.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
wow.
amazing.
I hope my child will talk about me that way.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
That is amazing. So cheers, and y'all have an amazing day. And if you don't know what to do, just do some of these things.
Yes, plenty.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Your little bye. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast. Let us know who we should toast to for the next episode.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hustle Humbly Podcast. If you have an episode, topic, or question, please email us at hustlehumblypodcast@gmail.com.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. See you next week. Bye.
This is the good life.
Disney World is making like they have a subdivision in Disney World.
Like a housing development?
Mhm.
Okay. Are
And
you
it's-
moving?
Yeah, I'm moving. But they just
Darn.
sent out an email that they're doing like more developments. For,
Uh-huh.
Like it's called Storybook Living.
Oh,
That's like the subdivision name.
indeed.
But
That's
I
no
don't know
pressure.
where that is.
No pressure. When you try to live your normal life and you're living in storybook
living
living neighborhood.
fighting outside with your
Mhm,
kids.
mhm. Get in the house.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
I kind of wish we could have driven around during the day because we went to dinner at night. So I'm
Yeah.
like looking at the houses in the Uber, like,
What
this
is
weird.
this?
Yeah, it was like the Country Club of Louisiana on steroids,
Disney-fied.
yeah. And the houses are like millions.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll come back to this. Oh, they're doing one in California. Okay.
Today's episode has been scrapped, and we're just going
Yeah,
to
we're
talk to
talking
you
about
about
Disney World.
Disney World living. Storyland.
We can talk about whatever. We already have what to do if you're new or slow.
Right. This is supposed to be the revisit of that, just like we revisited database.
Okay, gotcha.
Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could also be like what to do when you're slow,
Okay.
if you want to prepare for slow.
Yeah.
How are you gonna
it might be
prepare
too
for
early.
slow?
I had a slew of notes for preparing for slow.
That's not what today's podcast is about.
Okay.